Hi guys, hard to believe that it's taken me this long through December to get a page done about our tree, but I finally have sorted it out. So I've got a full page photo here, which actually ended up being a slightly blurrier one because I kind of prefer the look of them. I had other ones, but this was my favorite. And I took a couple of 3x4 photos of the new ornaments that we got this year. I tend to buy a couple of new ornaments every year. And these were my two this year, sushi and a fortune cookie, which it seemed fitting for this year, I think. I had this card that says all about our Christmas tree, and that was from Ellie's studio, and I knew I would use that one with our Christmas tree photo because it had all the relevant information on it. And so I've just got one little spot left, and I'm just going to use this card that I stamped from some Kelly stamps actually. The background stamp is that one I used last time. I will leave the link up above here for that video if you haven't seen it. And I'm not going to re-stamp it. Those were ones I had done to prep for my December daily, so I'm just going to use that as is. All I'm going to add is a few enamel dots, and I went through my stash of, December enamel dots, and none of the colors really seemed quite right. I got a new Christmas tree this year, and it's white, and I also got a new set of lights, and as you can see from the photo, it's very colorful. There's lots of yellows and greens and purples. So these little pink fresh enamel dots seem to work a lot better because it had all the same colors. Now these are some little vellum stickers, some tiny word stickers that I made, and I totally cheated because I used a PDF of tiny Christmas words that Alice sent me because I was moaning about not having any tiny Christmas words. So she sent me the PDF. I simply printed that out on vellum, and then I used some, what's it called? Stick-it stuff. I think it's called Stick-it. Peel and stick. Peel and stick is what it's called. It's just double-sided adhesive, a sheet of double-sided adhesive. So I stuck that onto the back of the vellum printout, and then just chopped them out, and it made some tiny little words. I could have run them through the silhouette, but to be honest, I couldn't be bothered making up a little cut file. It was just as easy to cut them with scissors, although this peel and stick stuff is a little harder to peel the backing off than it would have been on a sticker sheet, but because it's just for this little project, it worked out really nicely. And you can see it does leave, the vellum does leave sort of a slight shading on the photo, but mostly it just looks like little clear sticker words, and I really love how that turned out. So thank you, Alice, for saving me the hard work of having to do all that. I wouldn't have bothered, to be honest. My little enamel dots looked kind of a bit lonely just in the two little spots, so I decided to add a few more and kind of make them go up from the bottom left to the top right, so a sort of line of them going up the page. I just added a few of those little orange ones as well to tie in some of the colours on the right hand side. Now on the right hand side I want to use a digital stamp, and I'm going to use my silhouette to cut that out of some vinyl. So I've just opened a new canvas in Silhouette Studio, and then I'm going to find my digital stamp that I want to use, which I think is this one here. So I chose this one because it's obviously a Christmas tree shape, so I think it's going to go really nicely over top of my photo. So I'm just going to drag that PNG file onto Silhouette Studio software, and I can see by the grid marks it's roughly 6x8 anyway, so I'm not going to resize it at all. I think that will fit nicely onto my page. So all I need to do is just trace it. So I'm going to use the trace tool, select trace area, just drag it over the PNG, and I don't really have to do anything to it other than go trace. And then I can delete the PNG file, and then I'm ready to go ahead and cut that with my silhouette. So I'm going to send it, and I want to make sure that I've got it on vinyl. Metallic vinyl is what I'm using, so that's what I'm going to do. I've got my blade set to 1, so I'm going to go ahead and send it. This is the vinyl that I'm using. It's this super shiny gold metallic. It's almost a mirror finish. It's super pretty. I really love it. And I can't tell you anything about it because it came in a sample pack from the stamp spot. So if I can find out the brand for you, I will leave a link in the description box down below. So once that's finished cutting out, I just need to weed out all the little pieces that aren't part of that digital stamp. So you can see me here. It did take a little while. There are a few little bits and pieces in there. And then I just added some of the mounting tape. Is that what it's called? No, transfer tape. Transfer tape's what it's called. So I just added a piece of that and trimmed it out so I could see what I was doing. And then I'm just going to lay that down, and it's actually on top of my page protector. I could have put it on top of my photo, but I quite like the idea of it being on the page protector rather than directly onto the photo. So then you just really carefully peel the transfer tape back and being careful that all the little pieces stay onto the page protector. And I just really lightly run my tool over the top again just to make sure everything is nicely adhered down, and I love how that looks. The shape is perfect. So that's a digital stamp from Ellie Edwards. I will leave the link for that one down below. It was part of a set, but I knew that the Christmas tree shape would work perfectly. Now this all looks really good, and I could totally leave it at that, but you know I'm not going to. You know I'm going to add a full page of sequins on top of this, because if you can't add a full page of sequins on top of a Christmas tree photo, when can you add it? These sequins are a couple of different mixes that Michelle from the Stamp Spot sent me as part of our Advent pocket calendar. So this was the perfect opportunity to use that. So I've just tipped them all in there, and instead of doing my normal diagonal fuse lines to keep these sequins in place, I'm gonna try something a little bit more festive. So I'm gonna try and make sort of a Christmas tree shape with my fuse tool, and this is going to be like really basic, like I'm not getting too carried away here. I just want to create some separations to keep those sequins throughout the pocket. That was my thing. So I found the halfway point at the top of my page protector, and I just used my metal ruler. You can see here I'm just sectioning off some of the sequins, and then I'm going to use my metal ruler to go from the bottom corner to this top point in the middle here. And actually it was really easy to move those sequins with the ruler. I didn't really, because of the way I'm putting this shape, like with the point at the top, you wouldn't have been able to pour any in afterwards. It would have had to have gone in at the start like I did it. So I was a bit worried about moving things around, but actually they moved really easily. And before I go ahead and tip everything out again, I've just fused the top up too. So that's my basic shape, but you can see when I put it up, the sequins still fall down to the bottom of the tree. So I'm going to create a few segments through this Christmas tree as well, and I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm just segmenting off some of the sequins, either using my ruler or my fingers, and just then running a little horizontal line across the actual Christmas tree shape, not the little pieces on the left or the right. So I've created 4 stripes through my Christmas tree, and then there's 2 on the side, and you can see how that it sort of echoes the shape behind it, but still keeps those sequins in place. And I really love how that turned out. It couldn't have worked out better. My Christmas tree page is just about always my favorite in my December daily album, and this is no exception. Let me know down below what your favorite story normally is for December daily, or whether it changes throughout the years. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye guys.